Okay, thank you so much. Goodness, apologies for that. I hope you guys can hear me now. All right, so to repeat what I was saying earlier, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes for more attendees to join us. And in the meantime, if you guys can please continue writing on the chat, tell us a bit about yourself. From where in the world are you joining us today? Do you have a drink at hand? What are you looking forward to in this webinar? How's the weather on your end? Just feel free to share anything. I'd love to learn more about you before I start the tour today. Goodness or freedom, I'd love to hear from you girls. Come on, guys, don't be shy. I'd love to hear anything from you guys on the chat. Tell me a bit about yourself. Okay, we have Anthony Osas, Okungboa from Nigeria. Hi, thanks for joining me today. Freedom Sifon Joseph, also from Nigeria. Hi. We have Ridwan. Thanks for putting the time to join me here today. I'm really excited to tell you guys more about the Nexford learning experience. Hi, Samuel from Nigeria as well. All right, I think I can get started. Please feel free in the meantime to share your questions in the Q&A box or the Q&A section. So you'll find that on Zoom, just look for the Q&A box or the Q&A button, and that's where you can drop your questions if you have any specific questions you would like me to answer towards the end of this tour. All right, so with that, let's get started. Okay, so what you guys are seeing right in front of you right now is the online learning platform at Nexford. All right, so I'm really excited to tell you guys more about this. So this is called Canvas. It's a new learning management platform that we joined or we moved on to recently. And it's much more user-friendly. All of our learners are loving it so far. So I'm quite excited to tell you guys more about the different features here. So first of all, of course, I'm not an expert learner, and to actually tell you guys more about me, as you might have seen already from the registration, so my name is Mai, and I'm an advisor here at Nexford University. I've been with Nexford for almost 3 years now. It's been such an exciting journey, and I've spoken to so many learners as well as aspiring learners as you guys today. One of the main questions I often get is how exactly am I going to be learning at Nexford? How is the online platform? How's the online learning experience? Am I going to be alone? I get a ton of these questions, and so I'm happy to sort of clear those for you today. If you have similar questions, I'll be happy to show you the online platform as well as the online learning experience. So, so as I've said, I'm not a learner. However, this is a demo account, which means that through here, I can show you guys how it would exactly feel like to be learning at Nexford. So first of all, again, this is the homepage. So you get access to the online platform, I would say 5 days before your chosen program start date. So our programs start at the first of every month, and you once you enroll, you can choose to start the following month or up to 3 months ahead. So whichever start date you choose, you will get access, you'll get your login details, your login credentials 5 days before your chosen start date. Okay, so once you've done that, you will need to start off with one course, and then as you go on through your program, you will have the ability to add more than one course at the same time. You can even take up to 3 or 4 courses at the same time, and this allows you to complete your program even faster. So having said that, you can see that I have enrolled myself in 2 courses so far. So that is Leadership and Organizational Development, as well as Roadmap to Success. So these are just examples. You can see that they have these colors, right? So this is something you can actually adjust yourself as well. Why does that matter? You might wonder. Well, aside from the fact that you can change how you view your own platform, to personalize it yourself. But if you go to the calendar, this is where it makes a difference. So any course you're enrolled in, they automatically have assignments that are added as events, as reminders to your calendar. And that way you can stay on track of any, assignment deadlines and such. So you'll see that they're automatically here and they're color coded. So this depends on the color that you put on the front page here on the dashboard, right? And of course, aside from the automatic ones, the calendar is very interactive. As you can see, you can remove items from your view. You can also, of course, add your own events. So anytime you want to add your own event, you can do so. You can make it as, you can make it brief if you like. You can add more details. It's completely up to you. And the most important bit about that is that you can add the calendar to your mobile phone, as well as your laptop or your PC. So that way you can stay connected to your calendar all the time and not miss out on any important events. So to go back to the dashboard here, so like I said, these are two courses. You might see something called NXU orientation. So once you become a Nexford learner, you'll get very used to these initials, these NXU, right? This acronym. So that stands for Nexford University. What the orientation is basically, it's not a course within any program you're going to get enrolled in at Nexford. Rather, it's a welcome package that you get access to also 5 days before your chosen program start date. So once you receive access to this, I'd love to show you guys more about how it looks like on the inside. So the orientation only includes 3 modules. You'll see module 1, 2, and 3. Whereas any Nexford course, any standard Nexford course includes 6 modules, as well as a final project, right? So this is different, it's short. You're gonna be required to finish this orientation before you start your program. And to do so, you'll go through all of these modules as well as everything under that. The great thing is that it'll tell you everything you need to know to get started at Nexford. How to reach out to your professors, how to go through the platform, what your assignment deadlines are, how to reach out to other learners, how to reach out to the tech team if you need to do so, or the billings team, literally everything. It'll give you all the tools. It'll tell you where everything is and how to successfully go through your program. So it really is the orientation. It's a welcome package. And it's really one of the most exciting ways to get started with your program at Nexford. So having said that, I want to show you guys. Also, there's something called discussion, right? So discussions, you'll find this also in the NX orientation, but as well as in any course. It's going to be the first item there before the first module, before module 1 and so on. So what the discussion is, it's a discussion forum. So these are embedded in all of the courses. For each course, you might be asked to discuss something specific. This is for the orientation. So here we actually ask you in the NXE orientation to introduce yourself. We truly recommend this. This is, we always want new learners to get, acquainted with other learners around the world, other learners that are maybe studying the same program that they are. So this is the best way to do so. It's a great first opportunity for you to introduce yourself, to say, anything about what you're currently doing. Are you learning somewhere else? Are you currently working? You'll find some tips here for you to write a brief introduction about yourself. We have some people sometimes putting a photo, saying much more about themselves. You can make it as brief or as detailed as you want. And it's a great way. So normally once you post here, you'll find other posts from other learners right below that, and then you can have an open discussion within the course and within your program. And it's a great way to get to know, again, other people from around the world. We have learners so far from over 85 countries around the world. So it's an amazing opportunity for you to get to know them, to reach out to them right from the start. And of course, this is only one of the many ways you could introduce yourself to other learners and also become, possibly friends with them. So I'll tell you more about that a little later on. Okay, so this is a sneak peek of the orientation. Of course, again, you will have full access to this once you enroll at Nexford in 5 days before your chosen program start date, but I want to give you guys just a sneak peek of how that looks like. So once you open any course, it's going to look like this. This is sort of a minimized view of the platform. You can go through the program this way if you like. Otherwise, you can open this in a new tab and see this sort of maximized for a bigger view. So this is a small example. Let me play this for you guys for a second. Guys, let me know in the chat if you can actually hear this. If not, I'll stop sharing my screen for a minute. All right, let's try that again.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers.
Okay, so I played this for you guys. Of course, you can watch it in its entirety, hopefully once you enroll at Nexford. But as you can see, it says NXU founder and CEO Fadil Tarzi. This is indeed a welcome video from our CEO and founder Fadil himself. He'll be telling you a bit about Nexford and how it started and what our mission is. And this is also a small example of the different sort of interactive elements you can study through during your online learning experience at Nexford. So it's not going to be just a ton of text. You'll find videos like these. There are going to be audio clips. There are going to be dynamic elements where you're going to need to click on certain things as well. So let me show you guys. So again, the orientation, like I said, is going to give you all the tools you need to get started next. So you'll find a lot of useful information as you get started. We're going to be telling you something about these learning communities. These are one of the many communities you can join to get to know other learners around the world. And it also depends on the interest that you have. Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Are you interested in finance, maybe perhaps human resources? So you can join these learning communities. That's going to help a lot throughout your program. Of course, you can also join learner WhatsApp groups. It's one of the best ways also. So a lot of these are either country specific, program specific, or even intake specific. So if you're starting May 1, you can join the May 1 intake, whether it's for the BBA or bachelor's degree, or perhaps or MBAs or master degree as well, business administration. So as you keep going through the orientation, this is just the first module. Like I said, it'll tell you everything you need to know. And this is just a sneak peek of how our platform looks like. Everything's sort of interactive. I'll tell you about the course timeline. It'll literally give you everything you need to know to get started. All right, so guys, I just want to remind you again, please, if you have any questions that pop into your mind, now would be the best time to send that to the Q&A section or the Q&A box. That way I can get to jump and answer your questions at the end. Let me just go through the platform for another 5 or 10 minutes, and then we can, and then I can start to answer some of your questions. All right, so back to the dashboard here. So I showed you, the courses that you can get enrolled in, as well as the orientation. There's also something called a writing lab. So the writing lab also, it's not a course you specifically get enrolled in. It's something you have access to from the start. You have 24/7 access to this. Basically what it is that we know that not everyone is born a natural writer, and for the types of assignments that you might be required to do during your program, you're going to need to know how to write, use APA formatting, for example. If you've never heard of that, then this is exactly what's going to tell you more about this. This can help you improve your academic writing as well as your English skills. We have a writing lab coach, Caroline Fernandez, so you can book a one-on-one meeting with her anytime as well. If you click on this, it's going to take you to her personal booking page where you can book a one-on-one session or call with her for 30 minutes, any time of the day or the week. Just pick your timing, put in your details, and then that's it. You'll have booked a session with her. So this is one of the many ways you can get specific help on certain areas. So this is for writing specifically, and through the writing lab. Through here, you'll find a ton of modules as well, and information that you can use, paraphrasing, so much more to improve your writing. So you have access to this anyway, 20%. Still, it doesn't answer the question that you have. You can, like I suggested, book a one-on-one session with Caroline herself. All right, so this is one of the many ways you get help, right? Another way is if you look at the navigation pane on the left side here, these are some quick buttons. If you click on courses, for example, you can get an overview of the courses you're enrolled in. You can jump to your calendar or your inbox. I'll show you that in a second as well. There's a great history button as well. Can tell you how, how long ago it was that you clicked on something specific. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll find these extra resources such as LinkedIn Learning, our NXU library, which is quite robust, and as well as our success scheduler. So this is one of the most important things. What is a success scheduler? If you haven't heard of the term upon speaking with any of our team yet, success advisor. So this is somebody who will serve as your coach or your mentor throughout your program. You can reach out to them anytime, whether it's on the inbox or by email. They might already be WhatsApping you. So there's a ton of ways. And this is one of those many ways as well. So just like with our writing lab coach, you can also book a 30-minute session to speak one-on-one with your Nexford advisor or your success advisor. So pick a date, as well as the timing. So you can search for the name of the actual success advisor you got introduced to as soon as you enrolled, or you can pick any other success advisor on our team. All right, so so again, the success advisor, including your orientation, including your login credentials and getting access to our online platform, those three things are things you automatically get access to 5 days before your chosen program start date. So that is when you will also meet your success advisor. Right. So like I mentioned, there's also an inbox. So the inbox is always here. This is where you can actually, get announcements like these from a writing lab coach. You can actually send a message to somebody specific. So if you want to compose a message, the great thing is you can compose it to a specific course. You can select a certain course that you are enrolled in. For example, let's say NXE orientation. And then you simply need to go to the address book, let's say, pick a teacher or a student that you can message and write their name and so on. And then you can send them a message. So the great thing is once you're enrolled in a course also, you can actually go to the course, to this people section here, and you can find out who are the other learners that have enrolled in this course with you for this month. You can also see who the professor is. You have access to all of that. And that's one of the best things about it. That way you can even message them from before you get started. All right, so that's one of the main features on the platform here. You also have this Ask NXU button. It's a great virtual tour, like a virtual assistant, sorry. If you click on that, if you have any common questions you feel you don't necessarily need to reach out to our team for, or to reach out to your success advisor, simply type out your question here. It can be anything, let's say orientation. I want to find out something more about the orientation. Okay, well, they have some suggested articles here. So what are the course participation requirements? So you'll find the answer here. You can even, and you'll always find towards the end of any answers that if you still didn't find the answer that you're looking for, they'll always suggest an email address or somebody else in our team that you can reach out to for further information. So you will literally have 24/7 support from our success team, as well as our course and our faculty throughout your program. You'll always find somebody to reach out to, so you'll never feel alone during your experience. And like I said, there's a ton of ways that you can get connected with other learners around the world. And that way you could be studying with them, can be going through the same intake or the same program. Right, so let me tell you guys a little more about our other special features and the other benefits you get access to as an expert learner. So earlier I mentioned LinkedIn Learning, right? So I want to show you guys that. So if you don't already know about LinkedIn Learning, so LinkedIn actually has over 16,000 courses and videos through which that you can study, you can get certificates from. So as an expert learner, you actually get unlimited and free access to this. So that's again at no extra cost. You simply need to be an expert learner, and Ask About This will give you access to the online platform. So some of these courses you'll find are actually maybe already embedded in some of your Nexford modules, right? So you might find that after you finish the module or somewhere in the middle, we're like, hey, you're studying this certain topic. If you want to learn more, you can jump to LinkedIn Learning and actually go through this video or this course and get a certificate. And this is like as an extra benefit for you to learn more about this specific area. So a lot of our learners love this feature. You'll see that they always post about it on social media, such as LinkedIn, especially. the fact that they can get access to these extra courses or videos and receive a certificate of completion. So you can add this to your profile. You can show off with it, to your platform, add it to your CV, and so on. So aside from the LinkedIn Learning, certificates that you can get, you also receive these digital badges upon completing certain courses. So they have these fun names like data-driven decision maker, financial decision supporters. Our learners love that. So for anyone, if you've shared this and you don't know what that means or what it stands for, so if you actually click on this, it'll take you to this official page by Badger. It shows that it's a verified badge. It tells you when exactly you received that and why you received that. So what was the earning criteria? What skills did you learn in order to be awarded this actual digital badge? So some of our learners make it a hobby sort of to collect these as well, as you can see. Aside from all of that, most importantly, you also get access to our career services portal. So through this, we promise to help you throughout your course while you're studying at Nexford for your career, and that's even after you graduate. So there's a ton of ways that we do this. For those taking our MBA, for example, your first career planning session will actually start during your 3rd month learning with us. And for those also taking our BBA or our AAS, that'll get started also from the beginning, from your first course. As you go through this platform, please guys, if you want to learn more about it, feel free to go to nexford.org/career. Right? So I'll show you here what are the other ways that you can get help with your career. So we have a platform called Localized. Through this platform, you can create your own profile, sort of your business and professional profile. You can get connected with career coaches and mentors around the world. You also get free access to virtual job fairs. So those are virtual career fairs around the world. It's an amazing way also to get employment opportunities. And if you're based in Africa, you will get access to IBM Digital Nation Africa. So this includes more sort of tech and cybersecurity and AI related courses and a lot of articles and things as well. So this is a great benefit for you that you will get also access to for free if you're interested in those fields. And like I mentioned earlier, of course, LinkedIn Learning. And then, of course, there's also the global grid. So this is one of the exciting things. So we recently launched a brand new initiative called the Global Grid. So it's a mentorship program. I'll show you guys more about it here. So like I said, it's a mentorship program. It's there to enable you talents around the world to prepare for remote jobs. You'll find that there are webinars, there are exclusive, yeah, you can see the webinar here, right? So there are webinars and exclusive group mentoring sessions that are only open to NXU learners. Our mentors were handpicked for their industry expertise, and they work in companies like Samsung and Coca-Cola. So this is one of the best ways as well that we will help you with your career. Right. There's also something called Forage. If you haven't heard of this yet, you will get acquainted to this during your program. Also, you'll get access to it. You'll find it also embedded in some of the modules or the courses at Nexford. So what this is, so we've partnered with Forage as well. It's a career resource to get virtual work experience at real companies. So that's like JP Morgan, Accenture, like really top companies. It's a free resource also. It complements your learning as you get to apply skills you learn. Plus, you can choose to share your task submissions with recruiters, which can lead to interview opportunities for internships. This is also an amazing thing you get access to. All right, last but not least, again, the Canvas online learning platform, which is this one. I want you to know also there is a mobile app. So this is available for Android. It's also available for iPhone. So this is amazing. It's as functional, I would say, as the online platform on your PC or laptop. So through the mobile phone, you can also access your courses. You can study on the go. As you know, you might already know that there aren't any specific times for you to study at Nexford. You can log in anytime of the day, any time of the week, as long as you meet your deadlines. So each course you're required to complete within 8 weeks. So that is a deadline for every course at Nexford. So that's 2 months. That's really more than enough time that you need. which is why you can definitely take more than one course at the same time. But to jump back to the application, so one of the best features about it is, aside from being able to study on the go, you can also then directly get connected, sort of connect your calendar to your mobile phone. You'll get notifications for any sort of announcements, things like for the writing lab and so much more. All right, so I think that about wraps up our quick tour of the online learning platform today. I think I'm about ready to jump to the questions. So please, guys, if you have more questions, please send that in to the Q&A now so I can be able to answer them. I see hello as well from Sadat, I believe, from Nigeria. I'm so happy to hear you're looking forward to an amazing experience with us, specifically for the MBA program. When are you planning to start your program, Sadat? That's very exciting. I can't wait for you to join us. All right, let me see. Okay, so let me jump to some of the questions we've received so far. So we have a question from an anonymous attendee asking, how many courses can we take at a time? That's a great question. So the maximum number of courses you can take at the same time are 4. This depends on your GPA as well as your schedule, of course. So again, once you get enrolled at Nexford, you have to start with only 1 course. And that sort of forms, your GPA, because we don't have exams at Nexford. Instead, we grade you depending on the graded assignments of each module. So every course has 6 modules and a final assignment. All of these are graded. So depending on your overall grade from these, this is what forms your GPA, your overall GPA. And from that, you need at least 2.5 of a GPA to be able to take 2 courses at the same time. You need at least 3 if you want to take 3 courses at the same time. And finally 4, which is the maximum for you to be able to take 4 courses at the same time. So to answer your question, 4 is as many courses as you can take at the same time, but it depends on your grade. Another question here, do we still have access to these platforms after the program? This is a great question. I want to share with you my screen again. So, sure, guys, my screen. All right, so here we have something called alumni access. So after you graduate from your Nexford program, normally you would not have access anymore to all of these features as well as our online platform, unless you join something called alumni access. So this is by subscription. It's available, for just $15 a month or $150 a year. And this includes all of this. So you still attain, access to LinkedIn Learning. You can revisit all of your courses, our digital library, which has over 60 million resources at your fingertips. And you also get free Microsoft 365 license. And like I said, IBM Digital Nation Africa. So basically everything you had access to as an Nexford learner, you will still have access to all of that if you join the alumni access. And speaking of the digital library, I just want to show you guys that quick. So really, it has over 60 million resources. This is something you can use throughout your program. It'll go over so many different topics and industries around the world. You'll find articles, research papers. So you can use this even for your own job or even your program. All right. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Let's see what other questions we've got. For anyone raising their hands, if you have a question, please add them to the Q&A section so I can get to that. Hey, guys writing in the chat, that's amazing to hear. I can see some of you are starting 1st of June, some of you are starting May right away. So Cynthia, you're starting on May. Olanihun also on May 1. So Emmanuel and Sadat are starting June. That's amazing. It would be great if you guys perhaps get to know each other before then. So you can do so through Facebook's group, Nexford Network. So this is for learners. You can join that and introduce yourself. If you just give a shout out like, hey guys, I'm starting on May and June, something like that. you'll definitely get a response from other learners. How exciting, ARAM, Pashal, Freedom. Okay, so some of you are really, a lot of you are starting on May 1st. That's super exciting. I'm excited for you guys. Freedom, you're starting on August 1st. That's incredible. All right, amazing. Let's get back to the questions. Okay, another anonymous attendee saying, please, are we able to get the recording to watch over again? Definitely, as long as you've registered. I believe our team will send you a recording of this webinar. That way you can watch it over. All right, we have Nasiro asking a question. What's your plan on attaining international accreditation? This is also a great question. Just so you know, we are already indeed accredited. We have international accreditation. We just don't have regional accreditation yet. We're still a new university. As you might know, this can take time. We are in the process, however, unable to give more details about this at the moment because these things are often tricky. But just if you want to learn about all the accreditation and the licenses that we have so far, please go to our website at nexford.org/accreditation. You'll learn that we're licensed by HLC in Washington, D.C., which is the same organization that licenses all physical universities operating in Washington, D.C. We're also accredited by ASIC, which is a UK-based international organization. We have a lot more recognitions and certified by other entities as well. So I recommend you jump on our website to learn more about that. If you have more questions on this, please don't hesitate to WhatsApp our team. We have a team of Nexford advisors that you can WhatsApp. You can also send us an email at help@nexford.org. Any of you wondering how to contact us on WhatsApp, I will just send you a message on the chat here. So that is the number you can WhatsApp our team on, okay, if you have more questions as well. All right, Olawoye, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, is asking, hi, is there a certificate completion after my course on cloud computing? All right, do you mean cloud computing within our programs? I would need to double check if we have a specific course on cloud computing. But definitely if you take any course or certificate or even our degree at Nexford, you will most certainly receive a certificate. If you're asking about cloud computing as a course on LinkedIn Learning, it depends. I think certificate of completions are given for courses. I'm not sure if they're given for short videos, so it depends on what you've taken on LinkedIn Learning, because there are some videos they have that are like 1 minute or four minutes. But definitely double check as well. I think even those you can get a certificate of completion for. All right. What questions do we have? All right, we have a question from an anonymous attendee. So this is peculiar to Nigerian students. NASU and ASU are on strike, making it impossible to get our transcripts in Nexford. Please, are there any considerations for us? I've heard that there are some restrictions if our transcripts have not been submitted. Oh, and goodness, yeah, you want an answer to this question too. Thanks so much for asking this. We are well aware of these strikes that are happening in Nigeria. We have a great community of Nigerian learners, and we definitely will do our best to help them. We understand that these are challenging times, specifically for the transcripts. So just so you know, we give you an amount of time of up to 60 days in order to provide your transcript. So it has to be sent, of course, from your previous institution to Nexford. Considering a situation like this is definitely an exception, and it's something out of your hands. So I assure you that our team would be more than happy to work with you. We can even give you more than 2 months, perhaps up to 3 months. If more than that, again, it's up to our admissions team and it's subject to approval. So I would recommend, as soon as you have concerns about this, message our admissions team right away, let them know about the situation, and they'll do their best to help you, as well as extend time if needed, because we understand that this is completely out of you guys' hands. All right, I hope that answered your question. All right, we have a question from Taimur. Hi, I'm Taimur and I'm from Uzbekistan. Amazing. I don't think I've spoken with a lot of learners from there. I've been recently admitted to Nexford. I would love to know about Nexford's future plans on getting international accreditation. Okay, so I answered that question earlier, Taimur. I hope you heard that. If not, again, this is being recorded, so you will most certainly be sent a recording of this webinar as well. Okay, another question from Timur. How many credits will we have earned after the MBA program with a specialization? And is there a possibility to get 2 specializations with the MBA program? Yes, you can definitely get 2 specializations with your MBA program. It slipped my mind right now the number of credits that you get. I will need to double check and get back to you. So Timur, if possible as well, you can WhatsApp us and we'll answer you right away. So I've written the WhatsApp number on chat. Please WhatsApp us. You'll find somebody on board right away to answer you. So we'll get that answer for you about the credits. There's a number in mind, but I'm afraid I might be incorrect regarding the addition of the specialization. But just ask us on WhatsApp and you'll find it. An expert advisor will respond to you regarding that right away. All right, those are the last questions we have on the Q&A, but I see some of you have sent some questions on chat as well. I'll try to answer those before we end our webinar. Let's see. We have Joseph asking, with your MBA, is there support for job placement after graduation? Definitely, yes. I talked about that earlier. This is through our career services portal. So we help you in so many ways. Like I said, there's going to be a career advisor that's going to help you throughout your program. We're going to help you from everything and how to, properly do your CV, how to prepare for interviews, so much more through the different platforms you get access to as well. You can have an online profile. You can get to speak with career coaches and mentors around the world through the Global Grid, which I mentioned also. We have amazing, experienced mentors also around the world that can give you a ton of information of how to get job opportunities. And through Forage, you can get actual internships through that. So there's so many ways. Just let our team know, let our career advisor know as well of what your career goals are. And we're certainly there to help you achieve those. All right, we have a question from Richmond. Can you use this MBA for a PhD? So I would say yes, why not, right? Definitely you should be able to use your any Nexford degree to apply to any other program around the world. But again, everybody has different policies to what they accept. So I recommend you first get in contact with that other institution or that other entity and check what policies they have, as they may or may not accept online universities such as us. So it depends, right? Having said that, we have had learners already that have gotten accepted after applying at different universities in Europe and around the world with their Nexford MBA or their Nexford BBA as well. So that's some exciting news that we heard, and I'm sure we're going to hear more of that as well. So again, I recommend you get in touch with them as soon as possible to know the answer for that right away. All right, so I hope that answers your question, Richmond. All right, okay, guys, I think I'll have to wrap this up today. I hope this was very informative for you guys. I hope you guys got to see a sneak peek of the online platform, and this way you're more excited to start your program. As you can see, it's all easy. Everything's right in front of you and you get 24/7 support. You're never going to be alone. And you're going to get used to the online platform very soon. It's going to be your new best friend, and your future self will thank you. So don't hesitate, if you're enrolling or applying. Just rest assured that our team is always available to answer any questions that you have or address any concerns you may even have. So please reach out to our team. If you want to start later, that's fine. If you want to start next month, we'll be more than happy to guide you through the application process as well as the enrollment process. Just make sure that anytime you want to start your program, you need to enroll at least 5 days before your chosen program start date. That is the deadline to join any intake. So to join our May 1 intake, the deadline is on the 26th. That's very soon. So make sure you get your documents ready. Make sure you speak to an expert advisor. We're going to be there to guide you to complete the process in time to join our May intake. Again, thank you so much, guys, for putting in the time to join me today. I really enjoyed this. It's been great getting to know some of you. In fact, I think I recognize some of your names. I might have already spoken with you guys online. As I said, I speak with a lot of learners through our online platforms. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this. Again, don't hesitate to speak with our team, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Timur, Goodness, Anthony, everyone else for joining. You have a great day.